So yeah, this spoiler pulled it no problem at all. I couldn't really film too much in the yard, but I just wanted to get the gist of it. So it's basically, it's a 96. He said it's been sitting for about 8 years roughly. I don't know if he was the original owner or not, but yeah, you got your fuel petcock. The choke is on the other side. The throttle actually moves. Steering and all that moves. The impeller is really going to need some work. I think this thing's been running salt water. But yeah, I mean, I got this thing for free. I tried offering him some money for it, but he didn't want it. He just wanted to get rid of it. So you know what? You can't beat free. Holy crap. Yeah, it's a 2-cylinder.
Dang.
This is going to need a lot of work.
Oh, well, you know that fuel's...
Oh yeah, the carburetor's definitely going to be going through. Yeah, it runs out. I think it's just forward only. I don't think there's no neutral and reverse.
That's the battery?
I would guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, still got oil in it.
Yeah.
Don't look bad.
So first things first, guys, I'm going to be giving this thing a bath just to make it more appealing to work on. Alright, so I just got it all clean now. It's not perfectly clean, but I just wanted to get the worst of it off just so I can work on it without fear of spiders biting me and crap. But yeah, it came out pretty good. I think another little clean and some, like, you know, buffing should look brand new. All right, so just for fun, I pulled a couple of the plugs, and I mean, yeah, it's been sitting for a long time, but yeah, it's definitely corroded. That one looks a little bit better. He said this thing just randomly died on him when he was riding it, so I don't really think the engine is stuck, but I'm just gonna spray a little bit of blaster in there just to put some oil back on the rings. So I got the plugs in there with the anti-seize on them. But yeah, this engine bay is absolutely disgusting and greasy, as with any old jet ski. So I got some engine degreaser, and I'm gonna be spraying all this crap down. I'm gonna, you know, agitate it with a brush or something and get the hose and wash all the old dirt through the drain holes. And also, by looking at the sticker in here, WRA650U, so I believe this is a 650. But anyway, despite that, let's clean up this disgusting engine bay. All right, so we are at the Polaris SL 650, and the battery's in there. Yeah, unfortunately this motor's done. I might rebuild this motor, but it's very hard to find parts for it, which is why I haven't done it yet. So yeah, I'm gonna rip this battery out so we can put it in the Yamaha. All right, so we got the battery out. It's a AGM battery. It's actually good. It's actually spun the motor over a little bit when I hit the starter real quick. So I'm just gonna put it on a 10 amp charge, a little fast charge, just get some juice back in it. All right guys, this battery actually fits in this thing perfectly. So I'm not really starting it up. I'm just putting this in just to see if the starter works, if the engine spins freely and doesn't make a weird noise, and you know, just the electronics in general. Yeah, we finally got something. All right, so I'm gonna put the plugs, put a little more blaster in the cylinders just so the engine gets spin over a little bit faster. Tested for spark, and it does have spark. It looks kind of weak, but I guess it's just because it's such at a low RPM, it's not firing that strong. All right, so the fuel don't really smell too bad, and it looks like it's gonna be a complete pain to remove this gas tank. And it looks okay, but I'm gonna pump it out anyway. All right guys, so the pump is full, and I'm just doing the gravity fed method, and that fuel is definitely dirty. All right, so the carburetor is really easy to get to. It's just your throttle, your fuel lines, and your bolts, and it just comes right off. All right, so we finally got it out after messing around with the throttle linkage and choke linkage. It doesn't look horrible. It looks horrible on the outside, but yeah, there's definitely some garbage in there. So I'm gonna rip open every orifice of this carburetor and blow it out and rebuild it, and hopefully it's gonna run great. So we actually got it in the storage bucket that goes under the seat. Perfect place to clean a carburetor. So I'm gonna dump actually the old fuel in here and just let it kind of soak and use it to clean it all up. Because what other good use would this fuel be for? So we got the carburetor as torn down as it's gonna get, and there's definitely a lot of garbage in there. It's a lot of diaphragms and stuff for the fuel pump. So yeah, I'm gonna clean all this out, clean each individual component, just like any other carburetor, and reassemble it, and it should be good to go. So I got the carb just back in there, got the fuel lines hooked up, got the throttle and all that hooked up. I'm just putting these bolts in. All right, so just for fun, we're gonna try a compression test. I got the throttle wide open, and I don't know if the cranking speed is fast enough, but we'll just see where we're at. Yeah, let's do the other cylinder. Please tell me there's not a crazy problem with this motor. I really don't want to pull this motor out. So yeah, that compression test was right because I put my finger over this one and it was blowing pretty good. It's still not as high as I would think it should be because only 70 psi sounds very low. But this one back here, yeah, this wasn't reading anything. I put my finger over it and it wasn't even like, it was pumping a little bit of air, but it wasn't really blowing my finger out of the spark plug hole. This one kind of was. So yeah, hopefully this motor isn't garbage, but maybe it is. So this is a little unfortunate that this engine has a pretty big compression problem. I think that's why it cut off. I don't know. I'm guessing it lost lubrication or something because I wouldn't really think of it overheat. But it doesn't sound crazy just spinning over, but then again, it's not under a ton of pressure because when I was trying to start that thing for the first time, I didn't really hear a knock to it. Well, it wasn't really cranking over fast. I was just pull starting it, and then I found out, you know, that engine was toast and I had to rebuild it. Maybe this is the same way, but a two-stroke is a lot simpler to work on because all you literally got is just a head and it's right there in the chassis. So hopefully I ain't got to pull this motor, but yeah, I'll save all that for the next video. So I'll see y'all then.